Ever spend a weekend wrestling with a flat-pack box of wooden parts, and when you tighten the last screw and test it out, it wobbles? Even though it's crooked, you still put it right in the middle of your living room. This is the IKEA effect, a quirk of human nature where we place a much higher value on things simply because we built them ourselves. Deciphering the instructions and sweating over the assembly makes you lose your objectivity. Your brain stops seeing a lopsided piece of wood and starts seeing a reflection of your own hard work. As human beings, we naturally attach our ego to our labor. We routinely confuse the intense effort we put into making something with its actual objective quality. Let's take that exact same psychological trap and move it from your living room down to the financial district of New York. Instead of a weekend DIYer, meet the professional financial analyst. Instead of a wooden chair, they spend weeks constructing massive, highly complex spreadsheets to predict what a company is worth. When an analyst pours thousands of lines of math and weeks of intellectual labor into a single spreadsheet, they often experience model marriage. It is the exact same cognitive trap as building that wobbly chair. That deep emotional investment makes it hard to walk away. The analyst feels trapped by the weeks of work they've already finished, making them ignore new market data that proves their initial guess was wrong. The spreadsheet has become a fragile extension of the analyst's identity, making it impossible for them to look at the numbers with an objective eye. To understand how dangerous this is, think of a financial model like a giant valuation machine. You turn dials on a control panel on one side, and out the other side falls a number representing the total estimated value of a company. Here is the catch. Up to 75% of a firm's calculated value does not come from the money it makes today. It comes entirely from guessing how much cash the company will generate decades into the distant future. This style is labeled the terminal growth rate, which is just a fancy name for the long-term growth guess. It is the most sensitive control on the machine. Because this growth guess predicts a future that is impossible to verify today, psychological optimism acts as a secret multiplier inside the equation. Long-term financial forecasting has a structural weakness where a little bit of analyst optimism can produce a massive unintended result. Let's say our overconfident analyst really loves a particular company. A realistic average prediction would expect that company to grow at about 2% long-term, keeping pace with the general economy. Our analyst thinks they know better, so they give the model a little ego nudge. They dial the long-term growth prediction up by just a single percentage point, to 3%. The math works by comparing a company's growth to its costs. When you nudge that growth prediction up by even a tiny amount, you're narrowing the gap between those two numbers. In these specific formulas, narrowing that gap causes the final result to climb at an accelerated rate. That 1% adjustment to the growth guess can inflate the company's total calculated value by 30%. Hundreds of millions of dollars of market value are generated out of thin air, simply because one single person lacked the humility to admit their prediction might just be average. So if human ego is an inescapable mathematical hazard, how do financial institutions protect the money their clients entrust to them? They do it by building an institutional ego discount directly into their workflow. They create strict systems designed to separate the analyst from their beloved model. One of the best tools for this is the pre-mortem. Before a single dollar is invested, the team sits down and imagines the investment has already failed completely. Working backward from disaster helps them spot the flaws they were too proud to see. Another tactic is red teaming. This is where the firm brings in a group of independent, adversarial experts. Their only job is to challenge the spreadsheet and find ways its core assumptions might be wrong. These adversarial tools are vital. They clear away the social pressure to be polite and dismantle the bias of the wobbly chair before the firm loses real money. We can see extreme ego management in action at Bridgewater Associates, pioneered by its founder, Ray Dalio. He built an entire corporate culture around radical transparency. They use a system called believability weighting. When a decision is made, an analyst's opinion is weighted against their historical record of being accurate. Your job title and how loudly you argue don't matter. Only your proven data counts. It creates an environment that actively discourages blind confidence, while rewarding people who have the courage to stand up and say, "I don't know," or "I was wrong." Real financial expertise requires the humility to recognize that your own ego is the biggest risk in the room, backed by the discipline to build guardrails that keep it out of your spreadsheet.